Hey folks, Dr. Joe Esposito here. I am so glad that you're with us. Today we're talking about things your body needs as you age. Because here's the thing. My friend Johnny Rizzo out in California says, Joey, here's the thing. He's a New Yorker. He lives in LA. Joey, here's the thing. So here's the thing. The thing is that as we go through our life cycle, our needs change. Our bodies change. And if you're old enough to know that happens. Our bodies don't do what they used to do, unfortunately. And so we have to start thinking about how can I better take care of myself. In fact, I've threatened to do this for a long time. If you remind me, Joe, I'll try to do a show, eating through the life cycle. Different things you need at different times in your life. So as we're getting older, when I say older, past 30, past 40 certainly, and then we get into 50s and 60s and 70s, this is all very true. So there are certain things we don't absorb like we used to. We don't break down like we used to. And so we need to give you advice as to what to do, not just that you need it, what to do about it. And I get this all the time. Patients come in our offices, and again, my other doctors see most of the patients. I like to meet the patients on their first visit if I can. And we have offices in Marietta, Duluth, Stockbridge, and West Cobb. I only see patients in the Marietta office because with radio and television, everything else. But I will tell you this. All my doctors are handpicked by me. They're trained by me, and they're my personal doctors. If I don't trust them taking care of me and my loved ones, I don't trust them taking care of you. So you're in very good hands. In fact, you're probably in better hands with them than you are with me because they are just off the chart. My doctors, people come from all over the world to see my doctors, and I'm very proud of that. So people come in all the time, and they'll say, Dr. Joe, I got this diagnosis, and they give me a sheet with a diagnosis on it, and I say, what did the doctor say to do about it? Well, they didn't tell me what to do about it. They just told me I have it. I said, oh, okay, well, let's talk about what to do about it. And you can avoid a lot of what to do about it if you take care of yourself. If you're eating the right food, you make sure your spine is lined up, your joints are mobile. That's where chiropractic care comes in. Chiropractic is so important as part of the aging process. Should be part of your therapy. And if I become Grand Poobah of the universe someday, I'm going to decree that everyone has to get a spinal evaluation periodically. And the older you get, the more you need it. Because when you're young, you're flexible. Remember being a little tiny kid, you could fold yourself in half and roll up in a ball and jump and land and roll, and can't do that anymore. So that's because the joints are getting stiffer. They're getting more rigid. And nutrition is a key to keep the joints loose, but also chiropractic care to mobilize the joint. So I couldn't imagine anyone past, even if they have no pain, as they get into their 30s, 40s, 50s, and beyond, not getting chiropractic care. Just can't imagine that. I can't fathom it. It makes no sense to me. Anyway, I digress. Got up on a little soapbox there. Supplements and nutrients we need. Calcium. But here's the thing. Calcium helps your muscles, your nerves, your cells, your blood vessels work right. Most of it goes into your bones. However, most people don't need a calcium supplement. Most people don't need more calcium. They need less acid. And the 7 acid foods are the 7 deadly sins: alcohol, meat, sugar, dairy, coffee, soda, and artificial sweetener. So if you cut out alcohol, meat, sugar, dairy, coffee, soda, and artificial sweetener, in most cases, you don't need more calcium. And the mistake I see people do is they take calcium supplements. I have osteoporosis. Doctor said take calcium. And I'll say, what kind of calcium? I don't know, calcium. Well, how about calcium carbonate? Okay, that's very popular, very cheap. Most common by far calcium supplement. Well, we find now that calcium carbonate, which is usually made from shells, oyster shells and things like that, loaded with lead, which is a heavy metal that can get into your bones and make the bones weaker. How's that for an ironic twist? So calcium carbonate is not the choice calcium I would recommend. Calcium citrate, calcium lactate, those are okay. But as Johnny Rizzo would say, here's the thing. Here's the thing. You don't need more calcium. You need less acid. Alcohol, meat, sugar, dairy, coffee, soda, and artificial sweetener. Because when you put acid in your body uses calcium as its primary neutralizing agent. The body will take calcium out of the bones and neutralize the acids because the acids will eat through your body. So you don't necessarily need more supplements, you just need to change your diet. And so this is one easy thing to do. And there's so many benefits to changing your diet. I don't know why everyone doesn't just eat better. Makes no sense to me. I can't fathom it. The only thing I can think of, is A, it's cheap. But you know what? It's a whole lot cheaper to eat healthier. And I'll talk about that in a second. The only other thing I can think of is why people don't eat better is because it tastes good. And there's a branch of science out there called food science. And food science, we try to create ways that you eat more food. Not necessarily healthier, but just so you eat more, so you buy more and your companies make more money. So eating right is so important, and cutting out the alcohol, meat, sugar, dairy, coffee, soda, and artificial sweetener is going to be key there. Vitamin B12. As you get older, there's a chemical in your stomach called intrinsic factor. And intrinsic factor allows you to absorb B12 in your stomach. As we get older, our intrinsic factor levels drop. Also, our stomach acid drops. You need stomach acid to activate the intrinsic factor so you can absorb the B12. And so, especially if you're taking antacids or medications for acid reflux, oy vey, not a good idea. Because it lowers your acid, the intrinsic factor you do have is less active, you can't absorb the B12. So B12 is something that's really important. If you're a vegan, chances are you need to take a B12 supplement. I'm a vegan. I take B12 supplements. B12 will give you energy, make you feel good, help your brain work better, help your nervous system work better. And so I take Dr. Joe's Super Greens and Dr. Joe's Essential Source every day. Minimum supplements I think everybody should be taking. Then I also take Dr. Joe's B Complex. I take an additional B vitamin because I live a very fast-paced life, and I'll use up my B vitamins. And so if I have too many B vitamins, I pee them out anyway. So it doesn't hurt to have that little insurance policy. And again, the minimum supplements I think everybody should be taking are Super Greens and Essential Source. Those, I can't imagine why you're not doing this. We keep the price as low as humanly possible. There are products on the market that are not nearly as good as ours, 2-3 times the cost. So I don't know how to make it easier for you. You can order it online. We'll ship it to you. Come pick it up at our offices, Marietta, Duluth, Stockbridge, and West Cobb. I don't know how to make it easier for you. It's very inexpensive too. But B vitamins are really, really important. And as you get older, stomach acid drops, intrinsic factor drops, you can't absorb B12. Vitamin D. The cheapest insurance policy you'll ever buy, vitamin D. I was just at the studio the other day. I was talking to one of my friends, one of my coworkers actually, and he's my friend too, I guess. And he was asking me about the immune system and what can we do about health. And there's a station that I appear on regularly in the Atlanta area called KISS. And I saw the program director, and she said to me, this time when you're on KISS, I want to make sure you talk about the immune system and what we can do to stay healthy. Vitamin D, the key of the immune system. I take 5 drops of Dr. Joe's vitamin D every day. It's called Dr. Joe's vitamin D, and vitamin D has to be D3, and you have to have K2 with that, because vitamin D will help you absorb calcium. Vitamin K2 drives it into the bones. If you're taking D3 without K2, you might be building up calcium in your blood, your muscles, places you don't need all that calcium. So it's really important that you take vitamin D3 with K2. It's on the website, drjoe.com. 5 drops a day, cheapest insurance policy you'll ever buy. Please, folks, Super Green, Essential Source, and vitamin D3. That's like, I couldn't get out of bed without that. Magnesium. Magnesium does so many different things in the body. You can get it from nuts and seeds and green leafy vegetables. Older people tend to eat less of those foods, so they have less magnesium. You're more likely to have long-term health conditions or take many medications. If you have those things, you're more likely to deplete your magnesium stores. So beans, quinoa, nuts and seeds, hummus, chickpeas, great sources of magnesium. Magnesium, along with vitamin D, are some of the most common deficiencies we see with our patients. Magnesium helps relax your blood vessels, relax your muscles, helps you sleep. If you take too much magnesium, you're probably going to get diarrhea. Then you knew you took too much, cut back on your dose. But magnesium works for hundreds, I'm guessing thousands of functions in the body. And if you're not putting it in your body, not a good thing. You need to get that magnesium into the system. Please, I'm begging you. And that's why eating a good diet is so important. And you can get, again, Super Greens and Essential Source. That's a multivitamin, the Essential Source. Prebiotics, probiotics, digestive enzymes, fruits and vegetables in a powder form, which gives you phytonutrients, things we haven't even discovered yet, are in Super Greens, especially Essential Source. Super Greens, wheatgrass, barley grass, alfalfa grass. It doesn't have gluten in it. It's wheat grass. Wheat gluten forms with the berries. I can't call it gluten-free because it comes from wheat. So legally, I'm not allowed to say it's gluten-free, but gluten doesn't form until the berries form, and we don't use wheat berries. We only use the grass. Chlorella and spirulina, I predict, and I've never been wrong in my nutrition predictions, chlorella and spirulina will become the superfoods of the future because they're so easy to get, they're so inexpensive, they're so nutrient dense, and more people in the know are jumping on the chlorella and spirulina bandwagon. And it's a good source for omega-3 fatty acids. So I take Super Greens, an essential source. You should too. And I segue that into probiotics. These are friendly bacteria in your gut. Now, you can get them from fermented foods like sauerkraut. You can get them from supplements, which is how I get mine. It helps your digestive system work. It helps with irritable bowel syndrome, diarrhea, can help prevent allergies. Probiotics are usually safe for almost everyone. Now, Super Essential Source has prebiotics and probiotics in it. I also take Dr. Joe's probiotics every day. I take one a day. Now, there's prebiotics. Prebiotics are the food that the probiotics eat. So when I take a prebiotic, which you get in nature from vegetables especially, but if you're eating a plant-based diet, you're getting plenty, prebiotics feed the probiotics. Probiotics are the good bacteria. Probiotics spit out essentially their waste products, and that's what you absorb. Those are called postbiotics. The only way to get postbiotics is to have prebiotics, and the way you keep your prebiotics, postbiotics you get from probiotics. Probiotics are fed by prebiotics. So I take a supplement, and they're in Essential Source anyway. I take an additional supplement, and if I'm eating a lot of fruits, vegetables, nuts, and seeds, I'm giving my body the nutrients that it needs. See how easy this is? I know. I've broken this down for you. 40 years of research, folks. I've broken it down for you so easy. And I've gotten the supplements that I've formulated so that you don't even have to think. Take these. Super Greens and Essential Source minimums. Omega-3 fatty acids. These are essential. When you hear something is essential, it means your body can't make it itself. It has to get it from an outside source. They're important for your eyes, your brain, your sperm cells. They can help protect against age-related diseases like macular degeneration, arthritis, Alzheimer's disease, and macular degeneration. I have that, by the way, can cause blindness. I've been taking Super Green Essential Source omega-3 fatty acids, and every year, my eye doctor takes a picture of my eyes, and every year my eyes are getting better and better and better. I remember the first time my eye doctor took a picture of my eyes with my macular degeneration, and he said, "Oh, you got macular degeneration, not good." A year or two later, he took another picture, and he actually physically started to shake. And I said, "What's wrong, Dr. Jarris?" And he said, "There's something wrong." I went, "Uh-oh, he just took a picture of my eyes, and something's wrong." He said that you're actually improving. He says, "I've never seen this in my entire years, been in practice decades now. I've never seen anyone with macular degeneration improve. They always stay the same or get worse." He said, "What are you doing?" I said, Super Green Essential Source, omega-3 fatty acids, and my other supplements. He now sends all his patients with macular degeneration to our website to buy supplements. I can't promise it's going to do the same thing for you, but if you type in macular degeneration on our website, drjoe.com, you see pictures of my eyes. Those are my eyes. I swear to you, those are my eyes, and they're getting better and better and better every year. So talk about the importance of nutrition. Holy cow. Really important. I may be blind by now if it wasn't for that. Now, when it comes to omega-3 fatty acids, people think about fish. Not a good source. Oftentimes contaminated with heavy metals like mercury. Krill oil, better choice. Krill oil is in the phospholipid form. It's in the form that your body needs. Still not the best choice. Krill don't produce omega-3 fatty acids, neither do fish. Krill get it from algae. Algae is the purest form of omega-3 fatty acids, and that's the supplement I take. And it's on the website, drjoe.com. So algae, good choice. And you can just go to the website and order it like I do. Zinc is really important for the immune system. It's an underappreciated nutrient. It helps with taste of sense and smell. It fights infections and inflammation. That's why if you have a virus, many times certain viruses can cause you to lose sense of smell and taste. You might want to up your zinc intake. Wild rice, cashews, protein powders sometimes have it in there. Pumpkin seeds, beans, spinach. These are great sources of zinc. Selenium protects your cells from damage and infections. It helps your thyroid work better, keeps your muscles strong, and it helps with things like dementia, types of cancer, thyroid disease. 1 or 2 Brazil nuts a day should be enough. So if you like Brazil nuts, and I do, have 1 or 2 a day. Too much selenium can make your hair fall out and your nails go brittle. So Brazil nuts, 4 or 5 a week really is all you really need. Mushrooms are another good source. Now we do it. One of the tests we do in our office is we do what's called a hair analysis. And we can do a hair analysis and determine if you have heavy metal toxicity and also if you're missing certain nutrients. And so I did a hair analysis and I was starting to go gray. And I did a hair analysis and I was low in selenium. So I took a selenium supplement and I started taking some Brazil nuts and my gray hair went away. Now, I don't know if it's going to work for you, but it worked for me. And that's why we prefer we do an analysis with you. And we can determine if we do a hair analysis, specifically your needs. We also do a micronutrient test, which I love those. And we can test specific nutrients in your body to see if you're missing any. And then we have actual documentation from labs to determine what you need. Again, my gray hair was a selenium issue. I don't know what your gray hair issue is, but I know it worked for me, which is pretty darn cool. Potassium. It plays a part in almost every part of your body, including your heart, your muscles, your nerves, your kidneys. It can help prevent against stroke, high blood pressure, osteoporosis. Many Americans don't get enough potassium. Apricots, peaches, spinach, these are great sources. Dr. Joe's Essential Source, great source. So you get magnesium, you get your potassium. It's a complete multivitamin. So that's one of the many benefits of Super Greens and Essential Source is it becomes your multivitamin. And it tastes great. I take a scoop of each, a scoop of Essential Source, a scoop of Super Greens. Like this morning, I just shook it up with some coconut milk. Organic soy milk is fine. Shake it up, drink it. You can put a frozen banana, some frozen berries in there. Most people love the flavor. Some people don't. Some people don't like strange things, you know. They do like strange things. Some people don't. So you can throw a frozen banana in there, some frozen berries. Just get it in your system. And again, I couldn't imagine a day going by without Super Greens and Essential Source. And when I created them, I wanted to create something that was really easy, really simple, relatively inexpensive to have people start their day with. And this is how we came up with it. And I've had it for years. We sell it all over the world. It's pretty amazing stuff. And you can order it. And Joe, man in the booth with me right now, we'll ship it to you the day, usually the day or the next day. Unless it's a weekend, then it's going to be Monday when we ship it. So you get it pretty quickly. And if you don't like the flavor for some reason, we're more than happy to take it back from you. You know, we're happy to you return it, taste it a couple of days. I don't like it, return it. But try it with bananas and berries and stuff. My favorite mixture is Essential Source and mint Super Greens. Regular Super Greens is kind of bland. I like the mint Super Greens, Essential Source. I couldn't imagine not starting my day with it. So we try to get the chemistry in your body right in our office, and we try to get the physical aspects of your health right. What does that mean? Your body's a machine. It has to line up properly. And if it doesn't line up properly, it's not going to function properly. So if you have neck pain, back pain, shoulder pain, numbness, tingling, sciatic pain, neuralgia paresthetica, chances are it's a pinched nerve. And chiropractic care is the most effective, least expensive treatment for pain. So why wouldn't you start with chiropractic care? And even if you've gone the other routes and you didn't get the results you want, come back to us. We'll take you back. Now, I'm not against drugs. I'm not against surgery. I have surgeons on my speed dial. I have pain management doctors. I am board certified in pain management. I have other doctors that I refer to on a regular basis, and they refer back to us. So I can't guarantee we can fix everything, but I can tell you that we have a protocol set up, and we can escalate your care to different levels. But surgery, the back surgeries can cost $50,000, $100,000, $300,000, $400,000. I've had patients spend tens and hundreds of thousands of dollars. They come to us, we give them a few adjustments, they're like, oh my gosh, for the first time, I'm starting to see results. And now some people have to go to surgery. I'm not against that. But folks, just start basic. You're probably going to be happy with that choice. So if you do want to make an appointment in the Atlanta area, we have offices in Marietta, Duluth, Stockbridge, and West Cobb. We would love to be your doctors. Go to our website, drjoe.com. My doctors book up very quickly. So you want to book an appointment. We try to get you in right away. We can usually get you in within 48 hours to see one of our doctors. But then I say book your appointments in advance. Because after that, if doctors are booked up, you might get booted. So we don't want that. Book your appointments in advance. It's easier for you. It's easier for us. It helps keep our costs down because we have to call you and track you down. So if you can work with us, we can work with you, and we make it so affordable to be a patient with us. So drjoe.com. The initial visit, if you add everything up with the half of the second visit, is about $720. We've reduced that to $299. We accept almost every insurance. And if you've ever been in a car accident, ever, if the car was damaged, you were damaged. I've never seen it any other way. And I've been seeing patients, well, for almost 40 years now with my schooling. You need to come see us. Experience, you pay for experience, folks. You pay for quality. My German grandfather always told me, Joseph, always buy the best. It's always cheaper. And when it comes to healthcare, folks, amen to that. I don't want discount brain surgery. I don't want discount chiropractic care. I don't want discount anything. I want the best there is, because this is my life. And if I'm sick and laying in a wheelchair somewhere or worse, what good is it going to do me? I look back and say, boy, I should have listened to Dr. Joe. I get it all the time. Why didn't I do this sooner, Dr. Joe? Why didn't I listen to you sooner? I don't know. Anyway, drjoe.com. You can book an appointment right online or call us. All right, as we kind of almost out of time here, a few more things that we need to slow down the aging process. Folate. It's called B9. It's come from green leafy vegetables, nuts, beans, seeds, other foods. Pregnant women need to make sure they're taking folate to help prevent certain birth defects. Folate helps the cell growth and can protect against stroke and other types of cancers. Where do you get folate from? Dr. Joe's Super Greens, Dr. Joe's Essential Source, and Dr. Joe's B Complex, which I take every single day. It's found in foods, lentils, avocados, broccoli, all there. Most nuts and seeds, great sources of B vitamins as well. Fiber, boy, folks, fiber is not really a nutrient, but it pushes everything through your colon and it wraps around toxic chemicals and flushes it out. If you have cholesterol in your body, which you do, cholesterol is broken down in the liver and becomes bile in your gallbladder. Hopefully you still have your gallbladder. If you don't have your gallbladder, folks, you need to come see us, by the way. There's a supplement I'm going to recommend for you that you need to take every fatty meal for the rest of your life. Okay? It's called Colacol. But if you don't have a gallbladder, I don't know why they don't hand it to you on the door as you're going out of the hospital. So if you have a normally functioning liver and gallbladder, cholesterol becomes a bile. Bile is squirted into your small intestine, helps break down fat. Fiber pushes it out. If you don't have enough fiber, it can be reabsorbed. And what gets reabsorbed, you're reabsorbing your own cholesterol. And so many times people with high cholesterol, I get them on a high fiber diet and their cholesterol drops. So fiber comes from what? Fruits and vegetables and nuts and seeds. It can only come from plants. You cannot get fiber from meats or dairy products. Doesn't exist. And so if you're eating meats and dairy products, you need a lot more fiber to make up for the fact that it didn't have the fiber in it. So whether it's vitamins, minerals, fiber, it's good to eat a good diet, of course. Super Greens and Essential Source are whole foods ground up into a powder, and then we add the supplements to it. So whole foods is always going to be the best food choices. If you're older, if you have digestive issues, if you're just not outside, like you're not getting vitamin D, it's always a good idea to take supplements. And also the food supply that we have today has been so damaged and altered, even from 50 years ago or 30 years ago. So that's why I recommend supplements so much. So if you want the supplements, you can go to our website, drjoe.com. We have a whole page. It's called the store. All the supplements are there. We have hormone therapy. I take men's hormone support, estrogen regulator, so my testosterone doesn't convert into estrogen. Gentlemen, ladies, I can't stress enough, hormone supplements are so important. Not hormone replacement, hormone supplements. Adrenal support for energy and hormones. If you have acid reflux, heartburn, burping, gas, bloating, you're not absorbing your nutrients, come see us. Most of the time, we can actually take your stomach and pull it down away from the diaphragm, physically move your stomach. And that many times resolves the acid reflux and the heartburn. And if you have pain, neck pain, back pain, shoulder pain, car accidents, sports injuries, stop suffering needlessly. drjoe.com. We can usually get you an appointment within 48 hours. We accept almost every insurance company. We're in Marietta, Duluth, Stockbridge, and West Cobb, Atlanta area. I can't make it any easier for you, folks. drjoe.com. I'm Dr. Joe Esposito. Thanks for tuning in.